Hello everyone, it's Justine. Today I'm going to make 3 cards using the clear stamp and die of the month, and I will be pulling in some of the embossing folders of the month for January and some, the add-on, the stamp add-on. So come on over, get comfortable, maybe grab a glass of water. I'm sure everyone's a little dehydrated in the winter, and let's start crafting. So I went ahead and embossed this pink sheet of paper, and I'm going to actually use the deboss side. So you can see that here on the paper it is raised on this side, and then on this side the design is pushed down, and on this one I just kind of like the back a little better, so the deboss side, and that's going to be my background on my card. I just cut this down to 4 by 5 1/4, and my light pink paper is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And they're all A2 that I'm working on today, so that works out really well. So for the focal point of my card, I went ahead and stamped out this large bouquet. There's kind of like a peony and some other flowers that I don't know the name of in this bouquet, and I colored it with my Copics and just kind of did a quick color just to get some bright colors on here. I shaded a little, but I didn't take hours and hours to make this at all. But to get the nice white border around it, I went ahead and used the coordinating dies. So we have the stamp and the coordinating dies, which really help cut out all of my stamped images really well for this stamp set. So I always recommend people getting the stamp and coordinating dies. And as you can see, I did add some foam tape on the very back just to give it a little bit of some dimension to raise it up. Now, I would like this bouquet to be on my card, but I do also want my sentiment to have room on the bottom here, I think is where I decided to put it. So I just want to make sure that I have room for my sentiment. So I'm just going to use my reverse tweezers and kind of give myself a third hand, if you will. I think that will work for placement. I'll just sneak that out, just lightly press down. And now that's all popped up and ready. You can see there's that foam. Then I just need to add my sentiment. So for the sentiment on this card, I use this one right here, You Brighten My Day. Let's see, the ink color I used for this one was the Spun Sugar Distress ink from Ranger. I will say, anytime I use something like this, that's the ink, I use my Misty, even though it's not a complicated stamp, just because I typically will have to stamp more than once with the inks, because I want my sentiment to be very clear on my project. All right, I'm just going to kind of justify that in the corner. Lovely. Now to finish off my floral arrangement here, I'm going to use some Wink of Stella, and it's basically just a water pen, and it has very fine glitter in it, if you can see there on my finger, and it's from Zig. So I really am not too careful with it. I just kind of go all over where I would like the glitter to show up. You do have the ability to be very precise because of the brush, but I just kind of want to put it on the flower areas and not be too fussy with it. And it does work really well with the Copics. That'll do. So there's card number 1. Now for card number 2, I have more of like a blue tone look going, and for anyone who does not want to do the coordinating die with it, here's some inspiration for you. I stamped right on to this white piece of cardstock, and I used black embossing ink. Let's see if I can find, oh, perfect. This is the reality with crafting. I can't really explain how this happened. Yeah, hang on. Okay, I am back with washed hands. All I can say is it didn't hit my floor and I caught it. Anyway, this is the black ink that I really like using when I am doing any heat embossing, because the black ink touches the stamp touches the paper, right? Then I go ahead and use clear embossing powder, and that will stick right to the ink. So clear to the black ink, and then if any little embossing powders are around, you don't see it because it's clear. And I think that is just like my favorite little hack that I love doing when I am heat embossing. And now as I'm looking at this, I realize I forgot to color one of these little flower buds. So the alternative to that would be use clear embossing ink with black powder, and you would maybe have black powder little speckles all over. And for a clean look, this is what I do. Anyway, I chose to use the sentiment Thinking of You, and that is also from this stamp set. So to get the layers that I have here on my card, the dark blue is the A2 size, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. The light blue is 4 by 5 1/4. So just a little bit of a border will show there. And then this white panel is 3 3/4 by 5. So basically each time I'm just taking a little bit off to create that bordered look. And I think I really have been loving the layered look on my cards recently. So I've been layering. And that is it for this one. I could add a little Wink of Stella on it, but I think I'm just going to leave it because I just don't really feel like adding Wink of Stella on this one. So there's 2 of them, and now I have 1 left, and I could not neglect this sweet little flower down here. So I used that stamp for my next project. So I have my card base, which is the A2 size. Then I chose some black cardstock, and I used the 3D embossing folder of the month. And that is this one, if you have not seen it yet. So it's the E3EOM-Jan23, which is January 23. And I just placed my paper here, you can see right in that area, ran it through my platinum, and came out with this beautifully embossed paper. Then I stamped Thinking of You Always, which is from the stamp add-on. So that's this one. And the add-on is called Sentimental Greetings. So just in case you're looking for it on the website. But you don't even have to do that because I'm going to link everything product-wise in the description of this video for you, so you don't have to spend too much time searching. I wanted to stamp right on to my black cardstock, so I used the clear embossing ink with white embossing powder, and you can see there are some speckles. So that's what I was talking about before. So isn't it nice to not have black speckles all over this one? I think so. But if you're not interested in having all those little speckles, you could just put another panel of paper on there for the sentiment, but I really wanted these flowers to be the shining, shimmering, splendid loveliness of the card. So I'm just going to go ahead and add this right onto my card front, and it will be almost finished. And I think with this one I will add a little Wink of Stella because the black is so dark on this one, I think bringing a little glimmer, shining to this card really will help brighten it up a little bit. I love using black on cards. It just feels really elegant, and I think that this one could be even a sympathy card, which I seem to need quite a lot of. Anyway, oh, you know what I just thought of? What would happen if I used Wink of Stella on the background? I'm going to add Wink of Stella to the flowers on the background, because that's the best part about crafting, is you can try stuff, or you can watch me try things and then decide if you wanted to do it. Either way, I'm going for it. It's just my personality, I think. Oh, and I have a big clump of glitter. What could be worse? A lot of things. Now, it's not even just like too particular about the glitter here. I'm just adding some that would follow the the veins on the petals. Nothing crazy. And I'm not even going to add it to each leaf or flower here. Just a little, kind of to add interest to this background. And this embossing folder is just gorgeous, so adding a little glitter to it just makes it even better, in my opinion. I'm not sure if the camera's really going to pick up all of the sparkles on there, but in person it does look pretty. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, it's showing. Excellent. So I'd like to know which one is your favorite. Is it the pink, the blue, or the maroon and black? Let me know. Anyway, I will be using a lot of the club items this month kind of interchangeably, so you might see this stamp set pop up in another video that I post this month. So go ahead and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of the projects that I am making this month. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!